Hello everyone and welcome back to the machine learning session. We are here for a revision session of machine learning module 1. So in module 1 these are the topics which are covered, that is, one is introduction to the machine learning, well posed learning problems, designing a learning system, then perspectives and issues in machine learning, that is first part, and in second part it is regarding concept learning task, concept learning as search, finders algorithm, version space, candidate elimination algorithm, and inductive bias. Now, what is machine learning? So, machine learning, before telling what is the definition of machine learning, it is the aspect of artificial intelligence which creates knowledge. So, due to the creation of that knowledge of the artificial intelligence, using that, machine learning is defined. That is, any changes in a system that enables to do the same task, or tasks are drawn from the same population more efficiently and more effectively for the next time. So there are two ways that a system can improve. One is, a system can improve by acquiring new knowledge. So new knowledge means new facts and new skills. Another one is by adapting the behavior, or adapting its behavior for solving the problems more accurately and for solving the problems more efficiently. Next is, what is learning? Learning is any process by which a system improves the performance from experience. So learning is a general terminology that whatever the things we come to know is an learning, right? Whatever the new things we come to know is a learning. So by that we will improve our performance from the experience, right? Similar to that, a system will improve its performance by the experience. Say any task, like what is a task? Task is nothing but the classification or categorization or clustering, or it might be problem solving, planning, controlling, prediction, or anything else, right? Now, why to study machine learning? Is it better, is it the development is better for computing system? So why we are studying the machine learning? This is for developing the systems that are too difficult or expensive to construct manually, and because they require specific detailed skills, right, or knowledge tuned to a specific task. Say for example, on the planet Mars we have sent a machine learning robot, something called as rover. So that robot has been landed in the Mars, and it has to learn on its own, like how to go or how to make the movements on the particular planet called as Mars, right? It has to go left, right, straight, right? It has to come back, right, and so on. And it has to capture the images. It has to send those images to the satellite, and satellite in turn will send the images back to the control station here, and so on. These are all the things which will be programmed, the machine itself has to be learned, and it has to be programmed from the machine itself, and by that experience it has to do the things. That is, knowledge engineering becomes a bottleneck here, right? With that bottleneck, that knowledge of engineering is very, very important, right? Now, to develop the systems that can automatically adapt and customize themselves to individual users. So the other way is, why we need to study the machine learning is for developing the systems which can automatically adapt and customize themselves to individual users. That means now personalizing the new mails or mail filter, as we have discussed earlier in the class session, that how a new email will be filtered as inbox mail or else as a spam mail using the labels. So if it is labeled like spam mail, it will go to spam box. If it is an authentative email, then it will go to the inbox mail. And personalized tutoring, right, or else personal assistants, Earlier also we have discussed in the session like personal assistant, for example, for Apple iPhone it is Siri, for Amazon it is Alexa, for Google, Hey Google, and so on. There are many more personal assistants. And one more thing is to discover new knowledge from large data set or database. So if you want to do data mining with respect to an example of market analysis, say you want to launch a new product like a biscuit or a toothpaste or a pen, right, or whatever product you want to launch in the market, a new product, you will be doing the market analysis, or you call it as market basket analysis. So for example, earlier biscuits were consumed by only kids or children. Children used to have the biscuits. So middle age or older age generation was not consuming that much amount of biscuits. Say what they did is they redesigned the product, like they released cream biscuits for kids and children, and say tea or coffee biscuits like Marie biscuits and all for older generation or middle generation for coffee or tea. They designed one more product called as the biscuits where you can have it with coffee or tea. There is non-cream biscuits and so on. Similarly, toothpaste. So toothpaste with iodine, salt or calcium, etc., or with flavors, mint flavor or any other flavor. Those things they discovered and they released those products to the market. Similarly, in the area of medical text mining, say the detection and diagnosis of migraines or else calcium deficiencies or any other deficiencies or diseases has to be detected, and in those areas machine learning will play an important role. Now similarly, there are related disciplines which are there in machine learning where it will be applied for is with respect to artificial intelligence, data mining, probability and statistics, information theory, then numerical optimization in the field of computational complexity theory or control theory, which is an adaptive one, or in the field of psychology where it is used as developmental and also as cognitive, and in the field of neurobiology and linguistic. These are the related disciplines or the areas where machine learning will be used. Now, human versus machine learning. How to define like human versus machine learning? That is cognitive science versus computational science. Cognitive sciences is for identification and computational science is for recognition, or you call it as representation. Now you need to identify first and then you need to recognize it. Identification is whether it is a animal or not, whether it is a human being or not, or whether it is a machine, right? That is, you might have come across this example, right? Whenever you want to log into some of the websites, so some of the websites will not allow you to log in. So they will check that you need to confirm that I am not a robot. I am not a robot by clicking on the few images, right? So they will give some images. Say images means you need to identify cars. Say there will be 10 images which are collaged and they will display on your screen, and you need to click only the images which are containing with cars. So 3 or 4 images which will be there having the images of cars. So you need to select them and submit. Then it will be taking it as you are not a robot, right? Then it will allow you to enter into that particular website and so on. Next, many machine learning models are based on human types of learning. So human types of learning is very essential based on the human psychology or human working culture or human scenario. Machine learning models has been developed. That is, for example, robotic system or robots. Say in the movie you know that of Rajnikant robot, then you might have seen like what that robot he will develop has to work similar to the human being. So that is, human types of learning has to be done from the machine learning models. Now, types of learning. There are different types of learnings. One is induction versus deduction learning, right? Induction is you want to add something. Deduction means you should not learn that, or else you want to subtract something, right? You need to remove it. Then memorization, or you call it as rote learning. You have to keep it in your memory and you need to memorize and do that learning. Or else advice or instructional learning. If you are given with an advice, you will follow that, or an instruction has been given, through that instruction you will learn the things. Or learning by example or practice, which is most popular for many of the application. So practice gives you more experience. By that experience you will do or you will perform better. Or else learning by analogy, that means transferring the learning. So once I have learned something, then I need to transfer it in the form of teaching to the students. That is what is being done. Then discovery learning. What is discovery learning? Discovery learning means either you will go to the library and find out in the book that and you will learn new things, what is there in the dictionary or what is there given in the book, or else you will go to Google and you will search few new things and you will discover for learning. Next, levels of learning training. So learning training levels are something like training is an acquisition of knowledge, skills and competencies. As a result, the teaching of vocational or practical skills and knowledge related to specific useful competencies, you call it them as Wikipedia. Or training requires some scenarios or examples, nothing but data. So all the training or learning, whatever is being done, is the acquisition of knowledge, and it requires data or examples for learning, or you call it as training. Next, many learning methods which involve in training. So when you want to learn the training, so learning methods are involved in that. Say, what are those learning methods? So there are few types of training experience which are there. One is direct or indirect. Another one is you will be learning with the help of the teacher or without the help of a teacher. Like how Ekalavya learnt archery without the help of a teacher, only keeping the idol or statue of that particular teacher. Then another problem what you encounter is, while making the training experience, that representation will be the performance goal. So the training experience will be the representative of the performance goal. So what you want to achieve, for that goal you need to do some performance. That performance is the representative of the training experience what you have gained. Now there are three types of trainings. One is supervised, another one is unsupervised, and another one is reinforcement training. So in supervised learning, we have defined the example of new email coming to the inbox or spam box in the class session itself, that is, which uses the series of labeled examples with direct feedback. And in unsupervised learning or clustering, there will be no feedback. So for the unsupervised learning, we have used the example by using the example of identifying the ducks and no ducks. So we have discussed this example in the earlier session of identifying ducks and no ducks by characters. The last one is reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is by indirect feedback, the two using many examples. After using many examples, you will get the indirect feedback and you will be doing the reinforcement learning. Again, we have discussed reinforcement learning using the example of an agent which will be getting the award when an agent will go to the waterway. An agent has to pay the penalty when an agent will go to the fireway. So that is what the example we considered for reinforcement learning. Then types of testing. You need to evaluate the performance by testing on the data which is not used for testing. Say randomly you should select the samples. So how evaluation of the performance by testing on data not used for testing will be done. So for example, in the signal light you will be having installed with cameras. So those cameras has to capture the vehicle registration number of the vehicles whichever will pass in that particular signal light. So in that signal light, that camera will be installed. So vehicles will move when the green signal will be there. If it is a red signal, it will be stopped. So it will be very easy for camera to capture the vehicle registration number when it is stopped, vehicle is stopped. Now when it is green signal and vehicles are moving one after the other at certain speed, at 20 kilometer speed or 30 kilometer speed and so on. So that means it will try to capture the vehicle registration number in when vehicles are in motion. That means when they are moving at certain speed. So that is what is like the testing. You will not be done more often with respect to 10 kilometer speed, 20 kilometer speed vehicle, 30 kilometer speed vehicle, or a vehicle will be passing at 60 kilometer speed. You need to try to capture the vehicle registration number, and that performance what you will check is what is the amount or you call it as the correctness of the image capturing it has done of that vehicle registration number, whether it is completely captured image or it is blurred image or semi blurred image or it is completely blurred image it has captured for that vehicle which has gone at a speed of 60 kilometer speed. And you need to cross validate the methods for small data sets. That means you need to create an artificial signal light at one point, right, simulating system, and you need to allow a few vehicles to move, say keep 10 vehicles and all the 10 vehicles at different speeds, right, and at different times, time slots. Then you need to allow them to move and you need to capture the data, and you need to check how well that data has been captured from the camera for that small data set, and it should be more relevant data. So when it is more relevant data, then it will be better. Now continuing with the testing, how well the system will work after doing the learning, or the learned system will work. So how well the learned system will work is generalization is performance on unseen or unknown scenarios or data. With the same example of capturing the vehicle registration numbers, the vehicles will move at one speed, at different speeds at one signal. So you don't know. A car will come, or a two-wheeler will come, or a lorry will come, or else a bus will come, right, a jeep will come, or a truck will come, and so on. That means the size of the vehicle will also vary, and with respect to the size of the vehicle, again the vehicle registration number will also vary. Some of them will be keeping the registration number at the center of the vehicle, or some of them will be keeping the vehicle registration plate at the one side of the vehicle or one corner of the vehicle with the small number plate, right. And some of the vehicle registration numbers will come, the design of the numbers, what they have done, the registration number will be like italicized, or font size will be like thin font size, or italicized, or slant, or bold, etc. Different size and fonts will be there on the vehicle registration number. So you need to see those data sets which are unknown or unseen scenarios, that you need to make it a generalization for the camera to capture the images of unseen or unknown scenarios. So brittle versus robust performance means if that camera is capturing all those types of images with better performance, that means more accurately, means the performance is robust. If it is not capturing that images very well, means it is brittle. Now this is what we have been talking from last 2-3 sessions, that is usual ML stages, that is machine learning stages. Machine learning stages are with respect to hypothesis, data, training or learning, and testing or generalization. So more often we have used the terminologies hypothesis, data, training, learning, testing or generalization. Now the next question is why is machine learning necessary? So what is that necessity of machine learning? So learning is an hallmark of intelligence. So many would argue that a system cannot learn or that system cannot learn is not intelligent. It is not like that. Like if that system cannot learn or cannot learn system is not intelligent. So without learning, everything is new. So when we start new thing, it is a new learning. So a system that cannot learn is not efficient because it rederives each solution and repeatedly makes the same mistakes. So now a human being is also a system, or else a machine is also a system. When you make the learning, then only you will make less number of mistakes. So machine learning is, if the machine learns more number of times, then it will do less number of mistakes. So why is learning possible? So because there are regulatories in the world, that is why the learning is possible. So those are the regulators which is there in the world, which makes us to learn learning possible. And now in the second part, there are different varieties of machine learning. So different varieties of machine learning are with respect to concept learning, clustering algorithms, connectionist algorithms, genetic algorithms, explanation based learning, then transformation based learning, reinforcement learning, case based learning, macro learning, evaluation functions, cognitive learning architectures, constructive inductions, and discovery systems, knowledge capture. But in the syllabus we have been prescribed with concept learning. So that is why we have dealt with concept learning. Now there are many online software packages which are available for data sets. So software packages and data sets available for machine learning are like data sets of UC Irvine and Nuggets, KD Nuggets, you call it as .com and so on. There are so many: Vika, Shogun, RapidMiner, Odium, Orange, CMU and so on. So many data mining related softwares are available in the market. Now defining the task or defining the learning task, right? Earlier also in this class session we have defined that T, P and E. T means task, P means performance, E means experience. Say for the checkers problem, or you call it as checkers game, T is playing the checkers game, P is the percentage of games won against arbitrary opponent, right? E is playing practice games against itself. Similarly, with the second example of handwriting recognition, T is recognizing the handwritten words, P is percentage of words correctly classified, E is database of human labeled images of handwritten words. And another example what we have discussed earlier is autonomous vehicles. So T is driving on 4-lane highway using vision sensors, P is so average distance travelled before an human judged error, right? Without any error you have travelled the distance. E is experience. That experience is a sequence of images and steering commands recorded while observing the human driver. Observing the human driver, you will record the sequence of commands, right? Those things are called as experience. Then another one is with respect to emails. So T is categorizing the email message whether it is spam or legitimate. So it is a correct one or a spam mail, right? Then P is percentage of email messages correctly classified, whether you are classifying them correctly, that is the performance. So E is database of emails, some with the human given labels. So some labels you will be giving it as like most important or star labeled or something like mark as read. Those labels human being will also give. So these are the tasks, performance and experience. We call it as learning the task. Now going to the next topic, that is designing a learning system. Now in designing a learning system, as we discussed earlier in the earlier session, right? First thing is choosing the training experience. So training experience is E. Then you need to choose the target function. You need to choose the target function, and next thing is choosing the representation for that target function. So you need to choose the representation for a particular target function, and choosing the function approximation algorithm. In function approximation algorithm, you have two more things or two categories. One is estimating the training values. You need to estimate the training values. Another one is adjusting the weights. You need to adjust the weights. And last one is final design. So the designing a learning system is represented in the pictorial format like this, that it will be the environment where it will give the learning experience. So learning experience will be gained from the learning environment. So you need to provide an environment where learning experience can be provided. Then from that environment, learner and performance element will be denoted along with the knowledge. So learner will use the knowledge, and based on that the performance will be done, or performance can be evaluated. So this is what is the designing a learning system. Now to recall the same learning example problem, that is the checkers problem, or you call it as chess game. In a chess game, how you are making the moves of soldier. So soldier has to go only one step in the chessboard, and it has to cross, it can move across only one step when it is able to remove a opponent coin, right? So when it is able to remove an opponent coin, then it will be going across either left or right. Otherwise it has to go straight, right? It will not be going diagonal, it will be going straight, and it will be moving only one step. Similar to the same soldier movement in the chess game, checkers game will also be played. Like only one movement will be there. For more reference, you can go to Google and search for checkers game and rules and regulations of checkers game, and if you are more interested, you can play a checkers game with the computer also, right? So you will learn to play the checkers from self-play. That is, a computer program that learns to play checkers might improve its performance, right, by playing more number of games on itself, as it is measured by the ability to win the more number of games, right? So more number of winning games or won games will be measured as the ability through the experience which it will be obtained by playing against itself. So more number of times it will play against itself, and it will gain the experience. That is nothing but called as checkers game. Now here again the same thing I am repeating, like T is playing checkers, P is performance, percentage of games won against the opponents, and training experience E is playing practice games against itself. Now what is the training experience which will be obtained here? So training experience is two types. One is direct experience, another one is indirect experience. What is direct experience? Direct experience is given a sample input and output pairs for a useful target function, where checkers boards labeled with correct moves, example extracted from record to expert play. So correct move is direct experience. If you know that it is the correct move, then you will be making the correct move. That means direct experience. What is indirect experience? That is given the feedback which is not direct input pairs which is useful for target function. That means potential arbitrary sequences of games moves and their final game results. Based on the result, then you will gain the indirect experience also. Now, source of training data. What is that source of training data? Say provided random examples outside the learner's control, which are called as negative examples available, or else only positive examples are available, like good training examples selected by a good teacher, like near miss examples, or some examples where you say like which will be good for training. Then learner can query on Oracle about class of an unlabeled example in the environment. Then learner can construct an arbitrary example and query on Oracle for its label, or else learner can design and run the experiment directly in the environment without any human guidance. That can be done without any human guidance also.